Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to another video. This is a reaction to every US city explained in 16 minutes. From scrolling through this isn't every US city, this is just a few US cities. There's quite a lot to be fair actually, but then he doesn't really touch upon some of them for very long. But yeah, these videos are always interesting and I always just find them quite funny and also just fascinating to learn about cities and specific facts or specific things that people know these cities for, and the stereotypes that people have of these cities, because a lot of the times these videos are somewhat stereotypes. But I think this guy is from America, so it's going to be either from his own experience or just stereotypes that you have within America, so Americans on American cities as opposed to Europeans on US cities. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see this. Hopefully going to enjoy, hopefully you're all doing well, and let's just jump straight into this reaction.
Ah, American cities. Where else in the world could you get a quintuple Big Mac, explore the wonders of a dying strip mall after getting lost in a parking lot the size of 17 football fields, and then find yourself parked in 2 hours of ungodly bumper-to-bumper traffic while driving just 3 miles down the road in your 3-ton gas and...
Is this a real picture?
Of ungodly
Wait,
bumper...
That's not a real picture, is it? That's obviously just AI generated. I didn't really know what to think. That looks so strange because you could sort of imagine this being legit, but... there's no chance in hell. I think this is just edited. It all looks too uneven.
Bumper traffic while driving just 3 miles.
I don't know.
Down
this
the
looks
road
real
in
here.
3-ton gas inhaling
Fuck
SUV.
knows.
That's the American dream right there. As a professional burger loving, Walmart worshipping American of 18 years, I'm about to break down all of our major cities for you because I mean we live in a sprawling circus. You need the explanation, I'm sure. New York, New York. We're starting off strong with the largest city in the country. The city's so nice, they in fact named it twice. Home to 8 million people and 3 million rats. Where people say, forget about it.
Forget about
I'm
it,
walking
Tony.
here. Anyway, New York is the place to go when you want to make it big. Got a dream to become the next Taylor Swift? Or a bodega owner? Or a Wall Street a-hole? I mean, New York is the answer for you. It really is like a 1940s sitcom where the main character goes, I'm going off to the big city, ma, I'll show you. Except when he gets there, all he finds is a group of rats dragging a slice of pizza down the subway.
Bro,
That probably cost...
This rat has eaten food literally 3 times its size. This is like me eating a car. Obviously, if a car was edible. A cake-shaped car. There we go. It's like full size and everything. Bro, how the hell is that even possible?
Costs more than an entire pizza in literally any other city. Yes, New York is indeed famous for its underground subway system, which isn't actually underground, it's really just a portal to hell, and a 24/7 audition for America's next top cryptid. You've got Bigfoot, the Jersey Devil, the Kool-Aid Man, and this one, I don't know, what do we call this? Because, I mean, the creatures that lurk on those subways cannot be from this planet. There's no way. I'll set the scene for you. It's 3 p.m. on a Tuesday. A man is playing the bongos with raw chicken thighs, and everyone just stares into the abyss, like it's normal. And you know what, frankly, it is normal. This is New York. Now, we need to discuss the housing situation in New York because it is some top-tier highway robbery. Ever dreamed of paying $4,000 a month for a 1-bedroom shoebox apartment with a shared bathroom?
Prices
That may or may not...
are absurd, man. Like, I've done reactions to like these homes in New York that are literally like probably I can't remember the actual size of them, but probably about the size of me in like where I'm sat now and just behind me here. Actually, probably a bit bigger than that, but like crazily small, absurdly small, not crazily small. Yeah, New York's definitely got a diverse sort of house size, I guess you could say, because you've got massive houses probably like in the suburbs and stuff, but then you've got those tiny ass houses too. $1,000
a month for a 1-bedroom shoebox apartment with a shared bathroom that may or may not come included with a family of cockroaches as a live audience. Congratulations! Welcome to Manhattan. Now, New York has 5 boroughs, including Manhattan, but the apartments across the city have just gotten insane. Last year, I made a video about this over $60 million apartment in Manhattan on Billionaires Row, and I mean, it's a nice apartment, don't get me wrong. I would love to live there if someone else was paying the bill, but for $60 million? And then, as I said, on the other side of the equation, you've got the dang near closets that some people live in and pay full price for. The average rent in the city is nearly $4,000 a month, which is well over double the national average of $1,600 a month. And according to CNBC, New York is the most expensive major city in the country, kind of unsurprising. To live a comfortable single life, you would need to make around 138,570 clams a year. But with the expensive rent also comes a whole host of amenities. I mean, it's just about the only truly walkable city in the country. Take, for example, Times Square, where you can bask in the glow of corporate America and get assaulted by a grown man in an Elmo costume because you didn't pay for an unsolicited photo he took with you.
Oh, Elmo groped me, Spider-Man punched me, so-and-so pushed down my kid.
The locals avoid Times Square like it's the plague. It's kind of a zoo over there. Lady Liberty watches over from across the way thinking, damn, what have I done? And you know what? Despite everything, the rat, the rents, the assortment of old rappers on the ground, people still come to New York to this day to chase a dream. Or at least a damn good dollar slice. New York has a hustle and bustle unlike any other city on Earth. The two largest stock exchanges on Earth with a combined market cap over $50 trillion, New York's got it.
We're gonna win so much, you may even get tired of winning.
An economy larger than all but just 17 countries, New York's got that too. 40 Fortune 500 companies all in one city. Well, actually, New York doesn't have that, because they got 41. Yeah, didn't see that coming. The truth is, New York's sneeze gives the world a cold. It's the home of the United Nations, the Met, Central Park, Empire State Building, One World Trade Center, and the American equivalent of Mecca, both M&M's World and Hershey's World, all in one city. Holy shit. And let's not forget the food. Yes, here comes the big back segment. Over 20,000 restaurants. You could eat at one every single day for over 50 years and still not hit them all. Home of the dollar slice and bagels that will ruin all other bagels for delis that feel like holy institutions. Any cuisine, anytime, anywhere. Ethiopian food at 2 a.m. Sure. Michelin star ramen in someone's basement. Absolutely. And the people here are resilient with their hard shells, soft cores, and goofy accents. So yeah, New York might be kind of insane, but it's our kind of insane. Well, dang, New York could have been its own video, but anyway, on to the next city. Chicago.
I mean, yeah, New York's got a lot going for it. I think everyone knows that. I am fascinated to see how other US cities compare because, like, Chicago, for example, I know in terms of, like, skyscrapers, it is the #1 city. So in terms of, like, the skyline, it's unreal. But in terms of New York, that seems to just have everything. So Chicago, I'm assuming LA will be here. Maybe Houston, you know, those sort of cities.
Chicago, Illinois. Chicago is like the New York of the Midwest. It's got skyscrapers, water, a big park, great pizza, the mob, and a Trump Tower that people like to meet up for fun little get-togethers. Seriously though, downtown Chicago has to be one of the prettiest urban areas in the United States. I mean, wow. It's like a little Temu version of Dubai, minus the wealth and the safety. And let's not forget about the trains, because Chicago is famous for its L system, which is actually considered to be not terrible, I don't think. It's pretty cool. It's above ground. I remember riding it and it just smelling like pure cigarettes. I mean, no surprise there, if we're being honest. It's one of the longest running public transit systems in the nation, starting back when, you know, we used to build cool stuff. Which brings me to the architecture, because Chicago has some gorgeous buildings. For real, for real. Why'd I just say for real, for real?
For real, for real?
I did that on my own. Wow, I'm ashamed of myself. The John Hancock Tower, Sears Tower, Wrigley Building, the River City Apartment.
That looks Soviet.
Ooh, yeah, that one just looks like it's out of the Soviet Union. The Chicago skyline is probably the second best in the entire country, right on Lake Michigan, which itself is basically just a snack-sized ocean. You know, where everyone wears their Lake Michigan, no salt, no sharks, no problem shirts. Why do we get seasonal depression every winter? You've also got Millennium Park with a giant reflective beam for some reason. And just like New York, talking about Chicago is impossible without mentioning the pizza. Chicago's the birthplace of deep dish pizza, and you know what? I'm gonna have a take right now, okay? Brace yourself. Sometimes a nice deep dish pizza hits even harder than an original Italian margarita pizza. I know. I said it. I'm not taking it back. Is it basically just a glorified
controversial?
Casserole? Yes. But is it awesome? Also, yes. Yeah, I can say that because I've already been to Italy. If U.S.-Italy relations are strained now, I'm sorry. But you know what? I'll have another take. Pineapple barbecue pizza absolutely freaking slaps. Case closed. Chicago hot dogs are another staple, and if you put ketchup on one of those puppies, you're getting jumped by an angry horde of Bears fans.
Really?
Sure. Which brings me to the sports scene. The Cubs are famous for going 108 years without winning a single championship, a record they finished setting in 2016, making it the longest championship drought.
Bro, 2016, they must have went crazy. Over 100 years. And then you win that trophy then, or win, like, the World Series. Bro, you are, like, that's a lifetime experience. You've had generations of family members who have not seen that, and then you see that. That's pretty cool.
Drought in American history. Now I'm gonna ask you, what is the first thing that comes to mind when you think of Chicago? Some of you say the pizza, some of you say the nickname, the Windy City, but most of you just said O-Block, and reasonably so. Southside Chicago has also earned the entire city the nickname Chirac, because it is an absolute war zone down there. If your car breaks down, you better get out and push that sucker to safety, because someone's gonna loot it for parts. I've also been told I need to mention Gary, Indiana, which I have had the absolute pleasure of driving through every time I've had to go to Chicago. Gary might just be the deadest city in the United States. States. It's like if Detroit and Chernobyl had a baby and then forgot to raise it. And you know what? Speaking of Detroit, I have some words for them. Detroit, Michigan. A city infamous for being hell on earth. Detroit is nothing but a pure shithole where dreams go to die and the burned out shell of dying American industry is on full display for the world to laugh at, is what I would say.
Oh.
If I were an idiot. Which in this case, I'm not. Truth is, yeah, Detroit has some rough areas where I would not want to wear, exposed jewelry, say, for example. But it's like a banana with a few bruises. Are you gonna throw out the whole banana because of a couple little imperfections? Absolutely not. And if it's bruised enough, you're just gonna make some good old banana bread with it, baby. Beneath what the media shows you, this really is a city of culture and resilience. In 2013, Detroit became the largest city to file for municipal bankruptcy in American history. But since then, things have only gotten better. Detroit has had 10 credit rating increases since then. Property values have risen from $2.8 billion to $10.1 billion since just 2017. 2023 saw the city's first population increase since 1957. God dang. The new $4.7 billion Gordie Howe International Bridge now links the U.S. to Canada. The new Hudson site is set to become General Motors' new global headquarters. After going 0-16 in 2008, the Detroit Lions won back-to-back Super Bowls. Wait, what? They didn't even make it to the 2024 or 2025 Super Bowls, and they haven't ever even been to one, ever? Ah, I see.
They've never been to a Super Bowl. That's pretty sad.
Well, they're gonna make it to the Super Bowl one day, I swear. They're edging us for sure, though. And you can't forget about the culture. Mexican town in Detroit with its Mexicanness, and Dearborn with the largest concentration of Arab Americans in the entire country. I mean, seriously, guess where this giant mosque is? If you said Dearborn, I mean, you'd be wrong. This one is in the United Arab
I knew he was gonna do
Emirates, but this one's in Dearborn, and
oh wow, that's pretty interesting.
you know what? That's pretty freaking impressive. You can find a bunch of different cultures in Detroit, but the most prominent is Detroit's own culture. Detroit's defining feature is that it still is, to this day, the automotive capital of the United States. Home to the big three, Ford, General Motors, and Chrysler, who together account for hundreds of billions of dollars of annual revenue. And yes, like New York and Chicago, Detroit also has a lively pizza scene. Introducing Detroit-style pizza, baby. It's like every other pizza ever, except it's square. And we put the sauce on top because we're different. And then there's the music. I mean, you've got Motown, Eminem, T Grizzly, famous for songs like Robbery, Robbery Part 2, Robbery Part 3, Robbery Part 4, Robbery Part 5, Robbery 6, Robbery 7. Okay, maybe this is not the best look for the city here.
It's just all of his songs are called robbery.
We're not really helping the stereotype, are we now? And Eminem basically was the city economy back in 2013, if we're being honest here. But yeah, that's the D. On to the next city, St. Louis, Missouri. Welcome to the gorgeous beginning of the great...
So I've done a reaction. Did I do a reaction to someone going to St. Louis? I think I did. Maybe I didn't. I know it gets a very bad rep. So I am fascinated to see what he says.
American frontier with the grand gateway arch where Midwest dreams
become... That's pretty cool. Oh.
That's America? Well, shit. Yes, St. Louis,
it was
like
looking
Detroit
good.
And Chicago and New York and literally everywhere else has some rough areas. But on the bright side, St. Louis fuels frat houses across the country. I mean, it's the global headquarters of Anheuser-Busch, so they got that going for them, right? Not really sure what else goes on in St. Louis. They've got toasted ravioli, which sounds pretty awesome as far as I'm concerned. And of course, St. Louis style pizza, because you know every big city just needs to slap their name on a pie. I guess. Also in St. Louis, apparently people don't ask where you're from.
Did he just call it a pie? What?
Or what you do, they ask, where did you go to high school? Because in this city, apparently, high school is more important than family, religion, the political and economic state of the world right now.
God, like, can we talk about, like, the political and economic state of the world right now?
From what I've read, asking about people's high school, specifically in St. Louis, is just about finding out where they're from. And it's possibly a sugar-coated way to find out whether or not somebody's from a rich area or a poor...
Wait, this isn't the real one, is it? This just looks like you see it on like the internet and then you just see this is actually what it is. That's just sad. I assume that other one is still the legit one, but that makes me laugh, man. You got the secondary one that just sort of probably confuses some people in thinking, oh, is this what we came to see? This arch here.
Poor area. As far as I know, that is St. Louis, Missouri, my friend. This isn't even in the script, but you know what, while we're at it, we're going to throw Kansas City in here too. Why is Kansas City called Kansas City? It's not in Kansas. Oh, but Chase does a little Kansas City in Kansas. I don't care. The big one is in Missouri. What are you're going to dispute that? You also got to love how St. Louis and Kansas City are on opposite sides of the state, and they look like they're trying as hard as possible to get out of Missouri. But what do we know Kansas City for? Well, they're really good at football. We're doing some on-the-spot research here. What is Kansas City?
Patty Mahomes.
According to this AI overview, Kansas City is renowned for its unique style of barbecue, its vibrant jazz music scene, and the numerous fountains scattered throughout the city, earning it the unique nickname of the City of Fountains. They got barbecue, football, and fountains. Let's move on to the next city. We've covered rat colonies, bean monuments, and the place that Eminem single-handedly carried back in 2013. Let's get out of the north, shall we, before they delete my channel. Let's shift things a little bit southern, baby. Atlanta, Georgia. Two things come to my mind when I think of Atlanta, Georgia. Coca-Cola and some tight-ass jeans. They like cutting off the circulation down there, okay? Maybe because it's hot. Probably not. That's probably not why. Atlanta is home to the busiest airport in the world, receiving over 108 million annual passengers. And busyness is just a common theme in this city. I mean, oh my God, have you seen the roads? If you gotta drive through Georgia, you're better off just veering into another state instead of trying to push through the Atlanta parking lot. You'll probably save time, I swear. And while we're on the topic of roads, apparently there are over 70 streets in Atlanta alone with some variation of the word Peachtree in their name. So good luck getting anywhere in this city. And if it snows, I mean, you're just cooked. The entire city is...
It snows here? What the? I guess it's quite rare, but I guess it gets quite bad sometimes.
Shutting down, you're not going anywhere. Take, for example, the 2014 Snowmageddon. Wow, we really named this. That's insane. Atlanta is an exploding center of urban sprawl. It's kind of insane how fast the city's growing right now. If you ask a Georgian where they think Atlanta begins and ends as a city, you'll probably get some answers that are different based on where that person is from in Georgia. But the truth is, the line between Atlanta and not Atlanta keeps changing because the metro area just keeps getting bigger every single day. Atlanta itself, a lot like Detroit, is also a major hub of black culture, and sometimes it's called the Black Hollywood because of all the influential African Americans that made their name in the city. You've got Outkast, Ludacris, Young Thug, Future, Lil Baby, 21 Savage, Usher, Tyler Perry with his creatively named Tyler Perry Studios, and Martin Luther King Jr. Wow, we really did just group together MLK and Young Thug, didn't we? You've got the Civil Rights Movement and 263 Waffle House locations all put together in a nice, convenient little traffic-ridden box. Austin, Texas. Now, when you think of Texas, you think of...
I got the wrong Texas city. God damn.
Cowboy hat wearing, Buc-ee's brisket sandwich eating, mobility scooter, and Walmart riding, Bud Light bleeding mofos. And I do too. That's a very fair assumption. But Austin, my friends, is like a little California colony in Texas. Austin is where your tech startup blue-haired avocado toast eating, slightly zesty cowboy looking population is centered. Austin is another exploding city with major companies like Dell, Tesla, and Oracle, and the city population basically doubling since the 90s. This is what the city looked like in 1957, and here it is today. Wow. Look at the difference.
I mean, I'll be honest, that is a beautiful image of the city.
This is what the city looked like in 1957, and
that looks unreal, bro. Look how green it is, but then look how like modern it looks as well. What the fuck? This looks crazy. Bro, get me to Austin now.
Here it is today. Wow. Look at the difference. Austin is known for being the capital of Texas, live music, breakfast tacos, barbecue, and basically every other hippie thing you can think of. And you know what? While we're on the topic of Texas, let's just unpack the entire state, because there's a lot here. Houston, Texas.
Okay.
Houston is just the hood of Texas. Oh my God, did y'all hear that thunder? That's the ghost of Sam Houston. He's mad at me for saying that. You could slice and dice the human air with a knife out in Houston, Texas. They're actually more likely a 12-gauge shotgun. We're in Texas after all. But overall, this is where you'll find both oil tycoons and dudes doing donuts in their Hellcats in the same Whataburger parking lot. And also, just like every other city in Texas, there are no shortages of parking.
Oh, look at this, can't be real.
Whataburger parking lot. And also, just like...
There's no way in hell this is real. I'm getting baited, I'm pretty sure, because this looks so fake to me. But... still, I mean, you wouldn't be far off it. I could be wrong. Maybe this is real. I don't think so. But part of it, I mean, actually, this isn't Austin, so yeah, I guess it could be true, to be honest.
Like every other city in Texas, there are no shortages of parking lots in Houston because the entire city is a damn parking lot. Dallas, Texas. The Dallas area is just pure urban sprawl. I mean, the city just keeps growing like if soccer moms driving their SUVs were expanding the edges of a Minecraft map. Why did I write that in the script? The Dallas suburbs are where you're going to find 15-year-olds driving their 2025 BMW X5. This is also where you've got your $15 mega mansions in high schools with full-on mall food courts and college-worthy football stadiums. Football is no joke in the entire state of Texas, but especially in Dallas. This is also where you've got America's football team, the Dallas Cowboys. Except everyone you'll ever talk to from everywhere.
Are they still cooked, or have they? I guess they haven't won anything, have they? So they're still, I guess, cooked in that sense.
Absolutely hates them. Dallas is a big old taste of Southern hospitality with a little flair of that good old glass tower corporate flair. You've also got the State Fair of Texas. If you can name it, and it has more calories than you're supposed to eat in a single day, they've probably already gone ahead and fried it for you.
Oh,
so
hell
please
yeah!
Enjoy the assortment of fried items you can find at the Texas State Fair. It is a
Fried
truly
butter.
amazing concoction of things there. San Antonio, Texas. San Antonio is just our condensed little American version of Mexico. Nope, not even these guys could do it as good. I mean, it's practically an international hub of the Edgar Cut and 7 a.m. hot Cheeto girls. This is where you're gonna find the best Tex-Mex food that there is. And HEB, which are probably some of the nicest looking grocery stores I've had the pleasure of Googling pictures of. San Antonio is most famous for its world-class downtown Riverwalk.
Yeah,
and of
I've
course,
seen
the
that.
Alamo, which
Unreal.
they still remember to this day. I think, at least they say they do. El Paso, Texas. El Paso, I mean, well, they're just kind of off in their corner doing their own.
I just know El Paso for the what this fuck is it called? The fajita. Their fajita mix. That's what I know them for.
Little thing. We don't know what goes on over there. It probably just looks like the movie Rango. Now let's head a little bit west. Las Vegas, Nevada. A city where you can see the entire world in one day. Want to visit Egypt? Boom, Luxor Hotel. How about Paris?
That's a
Boom,
hotel.
Paris, but worse. Or even a little Italian taste of Venice? Boom, the Venetian. That's where you would do that. They call Vegas Sin City because what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, baby. Well, except for the credit card debt. That will come home with you. I think I've said it before on this channel, and I'll say it again. Vegas is where life savings go to die. Got a healthy retirement fund? not for long. No, you don't for long. The slot machine will take care of that for you. No worries. Vegas is a dry, hot desert circus of a city. You've got the Sphere, Allegiant Stadium, which is basically a sci-fi Roomba, and a bunch of different fancy hotels, all designed to do the same thing. Drain the bank and fill you with regret. And hey,
It is such a mad place, man. You've just got so many different things.
while you're at it, you can get spontaneously married in 15 minutes to some random girl you see wandering the Las Vegas Strip wearing only body paint, so there's that too. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie The Hangover, but that's basically Vegas in a nutshell for you. And on top of all of that, Las Vegas has the distinct honor of being home to the most all-you-can-eat buffets of any city on Earth. They say China is beating us.
Damn.
I don't think so. Las Vegas, like a lot of the southern cities we've talked about today, is
Wow.
also absolutely
That's
exploding.
mental.
I mean, you can see the satellite footage here. And with building a giant gambling metropolis in the middle of the desert comes a pretty distinct problem, which would be, unsurprisingly, water. Because turns out the Colorado River isn't exactly infinite. Well, this video is getting pretty long, and we still have a bunch of cities to cover in part 2, so stay tuned.
He's just posted the part 2 recently, so I'll probably check that out, to be fair. In part 2, we need Baltimore, Philadelphia, San Francisco, Seattle, Boston, New Orleans, Cleveland, Newark, New Jersey. Newark, I wouldn't have thought Newark would be one that people would care about, but I don't know about the city, to be fair. And arguably Atlantic City and San Diego. Putting a thumbnail of something related to the topic you're discussing superimposed with the words super gay is a surprisingly effective way to get folks to click. Genuinely entertaining content. I was like, what the fuck? He's done it again as well. He just does it for every video. Fair enough. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this reaction and let me know your thoughts. If you're from these cities, do you agree? Do you disagree? And yeah, that's pretty much it. Until next time, like, subscribe, and peace.